Hello friends, this is Akash Misra here and welcome back to my YouTube channel, that is Mechanical Engineering Make Easy. We are moving with GATE. This is manufacturing 28th lecture. Okay, so in previous lecture I have completed with our alloying elements and the cutting tool materials, etc. And in today's lecture we are going to start the machining chapter. Okay, this is too much big chapter, so we will cover this chapter from today itself. And please like, share and subscribe my channel, and if you have any suggestion or any query, then you can ask me in comment box. Okay, so let's move. Machining. In case of machining, there are some basic machine tools are there. Okay, basic elements of machine tool. Basic elements of machine tool like chuck, then carriage, likewise. So what kind of machine tools are likewise? First is work holding device. Okay, work holding device. We needs the work holding device while every machining operation. And for example, chuck. In case of lathe, there is chuck which acts as work holding device. These are examples I am providing here, and here the type of machine tool, the elements of machine tool. Work holding device we require for holding the workpiece, and for example the chuck is also one kind of work holding device. Then next is tool holding device. Tool holding device, the example of tool holding device is tool post. In case of lathe machine, there is one tool post to hold the tool, and that is nothing but tool holding device. Then next is work motion mechanism. Work motion mechanism, and the example of work motion mechanism is headstock. What is work motion mechanism? Means to provide the motion to workpiece. Okay, means while cutting or machining for any workpiece, that workpiece is going to rotate or revolve. Okay, and for giving that motion to that workpiece, we need some work motion mechanism, and that mechanism, for example, in case of lathe machine, that mechanism is nothing but headstock. Okay, then we will move towards next, and next is nothing but tool motion mechanism. Tool motion mechanism, and tool motion mechanism in case of lathe machine is carriage, saddle, carriage, then saddle. What is carriage? That all the mechanism that slides on bed, that is nothing but carriage, and we can give motion to the tool, that is nothing but tool motion mechanism. Then next is support structure. Support structure means to support all the remaining elements of the machine tool operation, that to provide support to all the elements, that is nothing but support structure. And for example, in case of lathe machine, the bed is support structure. Okay, the bed is acts as the support structure. So we have seen all the basic elements of machine tool. These are basic elements that are required for any basic operation of machining also. Okay, then we will move towards next, and that is nothing but the RPM, the cutting velocity, and that relation. Okay, we all know that cutting velocity is equal to pi d n by 1000. Okay, there are number of velocities that you may get confused, but here we are considering the cutting velocity. You can denote it by V or VC. Cutting velocity is pi d n by 1000. So ultimately we will get to know the n, that is RPM, that is nothing but 1000 V upon pi d. Okay, this will give us the value of n, that is nothing but RPM of that cutting tool. Oh, okay. So this is RPM, then this is diameter of workpiece, this is RPM of workpiece, because workpiece is going to revolve here not any cutting tool is going to revolve. This is cutting velocity, and this is pi, and these both are constant. So this is the basic formula for RPM, that is n equal to 1000 V upon pi d. But what will happen if we note that this n by n max, then 1000 V max upon pi d min. If there is minimum diameter of workpiece and maximum cutting velocity, then we will get the maximum RPM, and directly reverse to that, the n min will be 1000 V min upon pi d max. Okay, means if we want the minimum value of RPM, then the diameter of workpiece should be more and the cutting velocity should be minimum. Okay, and either you may go to manage both the cases, like to decrease cutting velocity side by side to increase the diameter of workpiece. Otherwise, there will be the workpiece diameter will be constant according to our requirement, so we can change the cutting velocity. Okay, so cutting velocity is easier parameter to change, and according to that the RPM will change. Okay, so this is all basic about the RPM and cutting velocity. Then there is one term, that is nothing but R. R is equal to n max upon n min, that is maximum speed upon minimum speed, and this is geometric progression ratio. Okay, what is R? R is nothing but geometric progression ratio, and R raised to n minus 1 will equal to n max upon nv. What is R? That is nothing but geometric progression ratio, and n max upon n min, that is maximum speed, minimum speed, and where n is number of speeds. It is likewise the gear ratio. Okay, we can take into consideration R as gear ratio, and now from this you may get analogous values of according to that number of speeds. If there are 5 number of speeds, and in that the maximum speed is 100 and minimum speed is 10, so ultimately we will get to know the value of R, that is geometric progression ratio. How? That is nothing but R raised to 4 equal to 100 divided by 10, so ultimately R raised to 4 equal to 10, so 4th root of 10 will give us the value of R. Okay, and that's why this formula I have given to you, that there may be one small numerical can be asked on this formula. Okay, then there is another term, that is nothing but feed velocity. Feed velocity may have two units, mm per revolution, mm per minute. So according to that unit the parameter changes, like if that feed velocity or that we needs into mm per minute. Okay, and this f, that is nothing but feed, that is in mm per revolution, then just multiply by n, that n is nothing but RPM, so we will get the unit that is in mm per minute. This I have given you in previous lecture also, the idea about feed velocity, but again here also the use of feed velocity is there, that's why I have coming to that point again. Then we will move towards next parameter, that is nothing but lathe operations. Okay, I have given you idea about machining, and from the starting itself I am talking about the lathe machine. So now we will move towards the lathe operations. Lathe operations. On lathe machine we can perform number of operations like turning, facing, drilling, then spot facing, threading, tapping, etc, etc. So according to that we will look all kind of operations that we can perform. And here I will give you first basic idea about the lathe machine. Assume that this is bed. Okay, here there will be one head stock, and here there will be tail stock. Okay, this is head stock, this is tail stock, this is bed. Okay, here the chuck will be there, here also one small chuck will be there, and here this chuck will be different, and this is 3-jaw chuck. Primary 99% this chuck will be 3-jaw chuck. Here the workpiece will be held here, and here the carriage will be there. In 2D view I can't give you all idea about that. Okay, here the carriage will be there. That carriage will have one tool mounting position, for example here, and here we can mount tool, and according to that we will going to machine. This is carriage. Okay, and here the gears will be there, the gear shifting mechanism will be there. Okay, and here the lead screw will be there. This is lead screw. And what is the use of lead screw? That we can generate the threading, and at the time of generation of threading, that lead screw will be on, and ultimately according to that the threading operation will happen. So this is all the basic figure of lathe machine. That is nothing but headstock, tailstock, carriage, the chuck, then the gear mechanism, bed, and the lead screw. Okay, I am giving you all idea about only basic elements. I am not going too much detail. Then now I will move towards our main topic, that is nothing but lathe operations. Yes, so in that again one term there, that is nothing but time per cut. Okay, there is one term, and that is nothing but time per cut. Time per cut is nothing but same. Likewise, in previous lecture we have studied that machining time, and that same parameter is here, that is nothing but time per cut. So what is that? That is nothing but total length of travel divided by feed into RPM. This is length in mm. So feed will be in mm per revolution, and n will be in revolution per minute. Okay, so ultimately we will get the time per cut will be in minute, because the mm will get cancelled, revolution will get cancelled, so minute will be at upper side, so we will get the time per cut in minutes. So this is the formula for time per cut. Then there is one another thing, that length will equal to, this length will equal to L plus AP plus OR. What is L? L is nothing but length of workpiece that we have to travel. Then AP is nothing but approach length. For example, the workpiece is likewise and the tool is here. So that tool requires some motion up to the start of cutting action. So that distance is nothing but approach length, and overrun. Overrun means, for example, here the cutting action is happened here, but that tool have to travel this some distance to cover that portion, and that is nothing but overrun. So total length will equal to length of workpiece plus approach length plus overrun length. Okay, so note down this also. Then there is another point, that is nothing but total time. What is total time? There will be any workpiece, and that workpiece is not going to machine the whole portion what we needed in only single pass. We need to do number of passes, we need to operate number of passes, and according to that the total time will be time per cut into number of cuts. Okay, time per cut into number of cuts, we will get to know the total time required for all the cutting operation. Okay, then we will move towards our main topic, and that is nothing but the operations. Okay, so first is simple turning. Okay, there is simple turning means only circumferential. On this circumference we have to remove the material. Then second is taper turning. Taper turning means, for example, if this is workpiece, then we have to remove the portion likewise in angular format. Okay, so this is final shape and this was previous shape. So we have to remove the portion which is in the angular format. So for that we have to set angle on carriage. That tool post we have to turn it by some angle, and ultimately with the help of that we will give the feed to that tool post, and ultimately we will get the taper turning. Okay, this is basic principle of taper turning. Here the number of operations will be required here also. This will be the theta, that angle of taper, then this is original diameter, and if we have reached up to this diameter, so this will be final diameter, and according to that the cutting operation happens. Okay, then we will move towards next operation. Okay, and that next operation is thread cutting. But before that thread cutting, you should know that we can do facing and that operations also, but that operations are too much simple, and as I am teaching you all the concepts of gate, so you have covered all the syllabus up till last year, I am assuming that. So up to in second year itself we have all the syllabus of lathe machine. So as per that I am moving with only some important operations. So thread cutting. Thread cutting operation we can perform on lathe machine, and that is nothing but external thread cutting. Yes, we can go with internal thread cutting also, but I am considering here external thread cutting first. So number of cuts will equal to 25 upon TPC, that is nothing but time per cut. Okay, sorry, this is threads per centimeter. Number of cuts required for threading, that will equal to 25 upon threads per centimeter, and this is for external threading, and the formula, that is nothing but 30 upon threads per centimeter. This is for internal threads. Okay, as I have given you idea before that we can perform external threading also, we can perform internal threading also. So firstly we have taken into consideration external threading. In that case the number of cuts required for threading operation will equal to 25 upon threads per centimeter, and for internal threading there will be 30 upon threads per centimeter is the number of cuts required. Okay, then these 3 to 4 important operations I have taken into consideration. You can perform knurling type operation also. Okay, now we will move towards problems caused during turning. Okay, the major operation is nothing but turning in case of our lathe machine, and that lathe machine have, while performing turning, that lathe machine have some problems. Which kind of problems? That is nothing but poor surface finish. Okay, in case of lathe machine we will not get the proper surface finish there while turning operation is going on. Then excessive crater wear, then there is edge chipping. At the edge the chips are going to form. If you have taken experience while practicals, then you may note it down that at the end there are some chips will be generated. Okay, then next is tip breakage, that tool tip breaks, that is also one of the major issue while turning. Then next is short tool life. As tip breakage takes place, the tool life is also too much less in case of turning operation on lathe machine. Okay, these are some problems while turning. Then I have designed all the concepts according to our GATE syllabus only. So if you need detailed syllabus, then you can comment me afterwards. I may come up with that also. But before that, today we are moving towards our end of session. So bonus points for today's session are too much important, as we are going to perform the threading operation on lathe machine. So there are two types of threading. First is right hand thread and another is left hand thread. So how we can generate right hand thread and how we can generate left hand thread? So first is right hand thread. So for right hand thread, the job should move counterclockwise, okay, and the tool will move from right to left. If job is counterclockwise, tool is moving from right to left, and lead screw is rotating counterclockwise, then ultimately the right hand threads will be generated. If job is counterclockwise, tool is right to left, and lead screw is counterclockwise, then threads generated will be right hand thread. And if we have to generate left hand thread, then ultimately these parameters will change. If we are going to generate left hand threads, then job will move in same position, that is nothing but counterclockwise, but the tool will move from left to right, and the lead screw will be in clockwise direction. Okay, if job is counterclockwise, lead screw is clockwise, and the tool is moving from left to right, then the threads will be generated, that is nothing but left hand thread. Okay, what I have designed for today's lecture, that all topics I have covered, and in next lecture I will come up with the remaining portion of milling. Okay, means that milling operations. In previous lecture of milling I have covered the basic milling operation and the types of milling cutters, etc. Now I will go with some the milling operations remaining. So up till now, you can like, share and subscribe my channel. If you have any query, then comment me, and you can go to my channel. I have designed separate playlist for all the separate subjects, and I have prepared one group also on Telegram. So that link in description box, go and join that group, so that I will directly connect with you on that group. Okay, thank you friends.